97% of all drivers have no clue these hidden features even exist in their own cars. But here's the twist. One of them could actually save you hundreds on repairs. And most likely you're driving around with features you never even use. So without wasting any more time, here's 15 hidden car features you 100% need to know about. Don't skip to save time and money. Let's begin now with secret number 15, hidden headrest button. Ever wondered why your headrest has that mysterious button at the base? Here's what they don't tell you. That innocent-looking button isn't just for adjustment. It's actually a critical safety feature that could save your life in an emergency. Let me explain. Press that button while pulling up on the headrest, and it releases completely from the seat. This isn't a design flaw, it's intentional. In emergency situations where you're trapped inside your vehicle, that headrest can become a window-breaking tool. The metal posts are specifically designed to shatter tempered glass with focused impact. But here's the kicker. Most drivers go their entire lives without knowing their headrest is a built-in emergency escape tool. The button allows quick removal, so you can use those sturdy metal posts to break side windows if you're submerged in water or need to escape after an accident. Here's what makes this brilliant. The headrest posts are positioned at the perfect angle and made from hardened steel specifically for glass breaking capability. Auto safety engineers designed this dual-purpose feature decades ago, but somehow it never made it into driver education courses. But here's the catch. This only works on side windows. Never try it on the windshield, which is made from laminated safety glass. And when you know this secret exists, you're carrying a potential life-saving tool everywhere you drive. Secret number 14. Secret start with dead key fob. Think your car won't start when your key fob battery dies? Here's what they don't tell you. There's a hidden backup system that lets you start your vehicle even when your fob shows absolutely no signs of life. Let me show you how this works. On most push-button start vehicles, there's a specific spot on the dashboard or near the start button where you can hold your dead key fob. But here's the kicker. Many manufacturers hide this backup reader behind the start button itself or in the cup holder area. Hold your dead fob directly against the start button while pressing it with your foot on the brake, and your car will recognize the key and start normally. Here's the fascinating part. This backup system works because modern key fobs have two power sources, the battery for remote functions and a passive RFID chip that requires no power at all. The chip communicates through electromagnetic induction when brought close enough to the reader. But here's the catch. You usually need to press the brake pedal and hold the fob in the exact right spot for this to work, and the location varies by manufacturer. And when you master this technique, you'll never be stranded by a dead key fob battery again. You'd be surprised by this next secret. Secret number 13. Steering lock secrets. Your steering wheel has a hidden security feature that most drivers trigger accidentally and then panic about. Here's what they don't tell you. That locked steering wheel isn't a malfunction. It's actually protecting your car from being stolen. Let me explain why this happens. When you remove your key and turn the steering wheel, a mechanical lock engages automatically. This prevents thieves from simply hot wiring your ignition and driving away. The steering column physically locks in place until the correct key is inserted and turned. But here's the kicker. Most drivers don't know the proper unlock sequence. You can't just turn the key. You need to gently wiggle the steering wheel left and right while simultaneously turning the key in the ignition. This releases the mechanical pin that's holding everything in place. Here's what makes this brilliant. This is one of the few purely mechanical anti-theft devices that works even when your battery is completely dead. No electronics, no computers, just good old-fashioned mechanical engineering that's been protecting vehicles since the 1960s. But here's the catch. If you force the key too hard without wiggling the wheel, you can damage the lock cylinder and end up with an expensive repair. And when you understand this system, you'll never panic when your steering wheel won't turn. Trust me, this next one will shock you. Secret number 12, auto holding your car. The average American commuter spends about 54 hours a year stuck in traffic. That's a lot of time pressing the brake and wearing yourself out. There's a hidden button near your gear shift that can eliminate all that leg fatigue. Let me explain what auto hold does. Once you come to a full stop, press the auto hold button and it keeps the brakes engaged even after you lift your foot. Your car stays put until you tap the accelerator, making city driving, traffic jams, and stop and go lights much easier. But here's the kicker. Most drivers never notice this button exists because it's often tucked away near the parking brake or electronic gear selector. It's not the same as the handbrake though. The handbrake is for parking, while auto hold is designed for short pauses while you're still in motion. Here's what makes this brilliant. It works perfectly at red lights, in heavy traffic, or on steep hills. As soon as you hit the gas, it releases automatically without any delay or jerking motion. The system uses your existing brake hardware, so there's no additional wear and tear on your brakes. But here's the catch. Some drivers find it unsettling at first because the car holds position without brake pedal pressure. Once you trust the system though, you'll wonder how you ever survived rush hour traffic without it. And when you activate auto hold, those 54 hours stuck in traffic become dramatically less exhausting. Secret number 11, parking volume control. Your parking sensors have adjustable volume settings that most drivers never change. And here's what they don't tell you. Those increasingly frantic beeps can be customized or even switched to visual-only mode. Let me show you how this works. Most vehicles with parking sensors allow you to adjust the warning volume through the infotainment system settings. You can make them louder, quieter, or disable the audible warnings entirely while keeping the visual distance indicators on screen. But here's the kicker. Some advanced systems let you customize different volume levels for front versus rear sensors, or even set different warning thresholds for how close you need to be before alerts activate. Here's the fascinating part. The ability to mute parking sensor beeps is incredibly useful in parking garages or tight spaces where you're confident in your abilities and don't want the constant beeping. You still get visual feedback on the display without the auditory annoyance. But here's the catch. Disabling audible warnings means you need to actively watch the display, which takes your eyes off critical areas around the vehicle. And when you find your perfect sensor settings, parking becomes less stressful and more controlled. If you made it here, we'll appreciate hitting that like button. It'll help us do more tips and tricks. Now get ready to have your mind blown by this next feature. Secret number 10, brake drying hidden features. Your brakes have a hidden self-cleaning feature that activates automatically in wet conditions. And here's what they don't tell you. This invisible system is constantly working to keep you safe without you ever knowing it exists. Let me show you the science. When your windshield wipers are running, many modern vehicles automatically apply a tiny amount of brake pressure periodically to wipe water off the brake rotors. This keeps them dry and maintains optimal stopping power in rain. But here's the kicker. You'll never feel this happening because the pressure is so light and the duration so brief. The system pulses the brakes just enough to create friction heat that evaporates water without affecting your driving or causing any noticeable drag. Here's the fascinating part. This feature was developed after engineers discovered that wet brakes can lose up to 50% of their stopping power. The brake drying function restores full braking capability by keeping the rotors and pads dry, even in heavy rain. But here's the catch. This feature only works when the wipers are active, so it won't help if you're driving through standing water without using your wipers. And when you understand this system, you'll appreciate the invisible engineering that keeps you safe. Wait until you hear about this next hidden gem. Secret number 9, auto-dimming side mirror. Your side mirrors can automatically dim just like your rear view mirror. And here's what they don't tell you. Many vehicles have this feature, but it's disabled by default and requires activation through hidden settings. Let me explain how to activate it. The auto-dimming feature uses light sensors to detect bright headlights behind you and automatically darkens the mirror glass to reduce glare. While most people know about auto-dimming rear-view mirrors, side mirrors with the same technology often go unused. But here's the kicker. To activate this feature, you usually need to access a hidden menu in your vehicle settings or have a dealership enable it with diagnostic software. Once activated, all 3 mirrors work in perfect sync to eliminate blinding glare from vehicles behind you. Here's what makes this brilliant. The side mirror dimming is even more important than the rear view mirror because those bright lights in your peripheral vision cause the most dangerous distraction and eye fatigue during night driving. But here's the catch. Not all vehicles have this hardware, even if they have auto-dimming rear view mirrors. And aftermarket mirror upgrades can be expensive. And when you have all 3 mirrors auto-dimming, night driving becomes dramatically less stressful. This next secret is absolutely incredible. Secret number 8, hidden fuel economy assist feature. Your dashboard has a hidden fuel economy coach that's trying to teach you better driving habits. And here's what they don't tell you. That little indicator most people ignore can actually improve your gas mileage by up to 20%. Let me show you how this works. Many vehicles have a green light, leaf icon, or eco indicator that illuminates when you're driving efficiently. This real-time feedback system monitors your acceleration, braking, and speed to tell you exactly when you're wasting fuel. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a gimmick. Studies show that drivers who pay attention to eco-indicators improve their fuel economy by 15 to 20% within just a few weeks. The system teaches you optimal throttle control, smooth braking, and efficient cruising speeds. Here's the fascinating part. The coaching system uses complex algorithms that consider dozens of factors, including engine load, transmission gear, speed, and even road grade, to determine the most efficient driving style for your specific situation. But here's the catch. Following the eco indicator too religiously can sometimes make you an annoyingly slow driver in traffic. And when you learn to balance eco driving with practical road realities, your fuel costs drop significantly. You won't believe what the next secret feature could do. Secret number 7, gas pedal secret. Your gas pedal has a hidden resistance point that most drivers blast right through without realizing it's trying to tell them something important. Here's what they don't tell you. That slight click or increased resistance you feel when pushing hard on the accelerator is actually a fuel-saving warning system. Let me explain what's happening. Modern accelerators have a built-in detent or resistance point at about 75 to 80% throttle. When you push past this point, you're activating kickdown mode, which forces the transmission to downshift for maximum acceleration. But here's the kicker. That resistance point is the threshold between efficient cruising and gas-guzzling performance mode. Staying below the kickdown point maintains optimal fuel economy, while pushing through it prioritizes power over efficiency. Here's what makes this brilliant. This is haptic feedback that teaches your right foot the difference between adequate acceleration and wasteful acceleration. Race car drivers are trained to feel this exact point and use it strategically. But here's the catch. In emergency situations where you need maximum power, don't hesitate to push past the resistance for safety. And when you learn to feel and respect the kickdown point, your fuel economy improves without sacrificing normal driving enjoyment. Prepare to be amazed by this next feature. Secret number 6, hidden parking brake feature. Your electronic parking brake has a hidden feature that prevents rollback on hills. And here's what they don't tell you. This system can hold your car on steep inclines without you touching any pedals. Let me show you how this works. When you stop on an incline with an electronic parking brake, the system can automatically hold the car in place when you release the brake pedal. It then automatically releases when you press the accelerator, preventing any rollback. But here's the kicker. Many drivers don't know this feature exists because it activates automatically and works so seamlessly. The car holds position for up to 3 seconds, giving you plenty of time to smoothly transition from brake to gas without any backward roll. Here's the fascinating part. This feature uses the same ABS wheel sensors and brake control modules that power your stability control, repurposing existing hardware to add this convenient safety feature at almost no additional cost. But here's the catch. The system only works when it detects a significant incline, so it won't activate on slight slopes. And when you trust this system, hill starts become completely stress-free even in stop-and-go traffic. Secret number 5, rain sensor sensitivity adjustment. Your automatic rain sensing wipers can be customized to match your preferences. And here's what they don't tell you. That sensitivity dial most people never touch can transform your wipers from annoyingly twitchy to perfectly responsive. Let me explain how to adjust it. The sensitivity control is usually a dial or button on your wiper stalk that adjusts how aggressively the wipers respond to moisture on the windshield. Turn it up for more sensitive activation in light mist, or down if your wipers are going crazy in light drizzle. But here's the kicker. The rain sensor isn't just detecting moisture, it's using infrared technology to measure how much light is being disrupted by water droplets on a specific area of the windshield. Adjusting sensitivity changes the threshold for how much disruption triggers the wipers. Here's what makes this brilliant. You can fine-tune the system to match your personal preference and different weather conditions. Some drivers like aggressive wiping at the first hint of moisture, while others prefer minimal wiper activity. The sensor only monitors a small area of the windshield, usually just above the rearview mirror. So heavy rain on other parts of the glass might not trigger wiping. And when you dial in perfect sensitivity, automatic wipers feel like magic. Trust me, you'll be shocked by this next one. Secret number 4, secret manual mode in automatic. Your automatic transmission has a secret manual mode that most drivers never discover. And here's what they don't tell you. This hidden feature can improve your driving experience and even save you in dangerous situations. Let me explain how to access it. Most modern automatics have a manual shift mode that's either activated by moving the gear selector to M or by using paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. This gives you complete control over gear selection without needing a clutch pedal. But here's the kicker. Manual mode isn't just for performance driving. It's incredibly useful for engine braking on steep descents, maintaining specific gears in snow or mud, preventing unwanted upshifts during passing maneuvers, and even improving fuel economy on highways by locking into top gear. Here's what makes this brilliant. You get all the control benefits of a manual transmission without the complexity of a clutch. The computer still protects the engine from over-revving, so you can't damage anything even if you select the wrong gear. But here's the catch. Not all vehicles allow full manual control. Some systems will override your gear selection if they detect potential engine damage. And when you learn to use manual mode effectively, you'll have much better control in challenging driving situations. Get ready for something truly amazing. Secret number 3, seatbelt pretensioner feature. Your seatbelt has an explosive charge built into it that most drivers don't know exists. And here's what they don't tell you. This hidden safety device can save your life in the first milliseconds of a collision. Let me explain what's happening. Modern seatbelts have pretensioners, small pyrotechnic devices that instantly retract your seatbelt when crash sensors detect an impact. This happens before the actual collision forces reach you, positioning you optimally for airbag deployment. But here's the kicker. The pretensioner fires faster than you can blink, literally. Within 3 to 5 milliseconds of impact detection, it pulls several inches of slack out of your seatbelt, securing you tightly against the seat before the violent deceleration begins. Here's what makes this brilliant. This split-second preparation dramatically reduces injuries by preventing you from moving forward before the airbag deploys. The pretensioner works in concert with airbags and crumple zones as part of an integrated safety system. But here's the catch. Pretensioners are single-use devices. Once they fire, the entire seatbelt assembly must be replaced at significant cost. And when you understand this technology, you'll never take your seatbelt for granted again. You won't believe what this next feature can actually do. Secret number 2, seat occupancy detection. Your seats know when someone is sitting in them. And here's what they don't tell you. This hidden sensor network is constantly monitoring passenger weight to optimize airbag deployment force. Let me show you how this works. Modern seats have pressure sensors built into the cushions that detect not just presence, but actual weight. This information tells the airbag system whether to deploy gently for a small person or aggressively for a large adult. But here's the kicker. The system is so sensitive, it can detect children, pets, or even heavy objects on the seat. This prevents airbags from deploying unnecessarily or with dangerous force for small occupants. Here's the fascinating part. These sensors are also used for seatbelt warning chimes, passenger airbag status indicators, and even some advanced features like massage seat profiles in luxury vehicles. But here's the catch. Heavy objects like groceries can trick the system into thinking a passenger is present, triggering false seatbelt warnings. And when you understand how sensitive these sensors are, you'll know why that grocery bag keeps setting off your seatbelt alarm. And finally, the number 1 secret that you've been waiting for. Secret number 1. Key fob window control secret. Your key fob can remotely open and close all your windows. And here's what they don't tell you. This hidden feature has been in your pocket the whole time, just waiting to cool down your scorching hot car. On most vehicles, if you press and hold the unlock button on your key fob for several seconds, all 4 windows will roll down simultaneously. Some vehicles even open the sunroof. This is perfect for letting hot air escape before you get in on a summer day. But here's the truth. The reverse works too. Hold the lock button and the windows roll up, securing your car if you forgot to close a window. Some luxury brands even let you remotely fold in the mirrors using the same technique. Here's what makes this brilliant. This feature uses your existing remote entry system, so there's no additional hardware required. It's purely a software feature that most manufacturers enable but never advertise. The signal range is the same as your normal lock-unlock function, usually about 50 to 100 feet. Not all manufacturers enable this feature, and the button combination varies. Some require holding unlock for 3 seconds. Others need you to turn the key in the door lock and hold it. Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes commonly have this feature, but you'll need to check your owner's manual for the specific sequence. Here's the fascinating part. This feature was originally designed for European markets, where cars often sit in the hot sun, but it's now available on many vehicles worldwide. The system integrates with your power window motors and the body control module to execute the command. And here's what makes this even more brilliant. Some advanced systems let you remote start your car and then use the window control to ventilate it before you get in, combining multiple convenience features for maximum comfort. You're carrying around climate control capability that can make summer driving dramatically more pleasant. The most impressive aspect is how this simple feature demonstrates the hidden potential in everyday technology. Your key fob is far more capable than just locking and unlocking doors. It's a remote control for your entire vehicle's convenience systems. Which one shocked you the most? And which one have you already know? Comment down below. I'll be happy to read them. But you know what else will blow your mind? More hidden car technology that's been right under your nose this whole time. Click this video to discover even more secrets your car has been keeping from you.